Village life in the south of Italy is not easy. There's very little entertainment. I know I go every summer to where my parents were born, and I do a concert in memory of my father. It's like the only event of the year, and I'm not really exaggerating. These people are such hard-working people. They're united by their work ethic and by the sense of family, which is extremely strong. But they have tremendous pride and, of course, honor. And, of course, then religion. Not the most sophisticated of melodies, but extremely heartfelt. And certainly of the South. Certainly of the South. Is really music for the public. Totally sincere in trying to capture the atmosphere of the people and the way they live and the simple thing that means so much to them. It seems that when talking about these verismo opera composers, one always comes back to Wagner. Although Wagner was not a verismo composer at all, but his use of the leitmotif, this musical visiting card that represents not only a character, but also a thought, or an object. Here, you have, at the very beginning of Pagliacci, a call to the theater. And a whistle. Come on! You're in. The prologue to Pagliacci is a fascinating piece of music because actually the character Tonio, announcing himself as the prologue, Io sono il prologo, gives us a definition of what verismo actually is. He first talks about the old-fashioned theater where the tears are false and these spasms of emotion. It's the type of theater... Almost like a puppet play there. He says, no, the author has instead tried to paint this slice of life. No, l'autore ha cercato invece appingervi uno squarcio di vita. It's a type of declamation, and what you noticed about that type of writing is that every note had a syllable. Now, in Verdi, if I take one example from La Traviata, sempre libera de Gio folleggia, re di gioia in gioia, libera di gio, ta-ta-tam-tam-tam, where you have more than one note on a word to ornament it, to give it life. There's very little of that here. Perhaps the most famous example of using one syllable for a note is the famous aria, Vesti la giubba, where the tenor says that despite all the despair he's feeling for being, his feelings of jealousy and rage, he says, I have to go on with the show. And it's fantastic. La giubba e la faccia infallina, la gente pa. He says people pay for their tickets and they want to laugh. In these operas, there's a tremendous emotion churned up because of jealousy, hatred, misunderstanding, and the need to somehow taste life and to live on those emotions. Renata Scotto, the very, very famous soprano, once said to me, she said, verismo is a type of opera where you feel the dagger is never very far away. You feel the stories and the music leading to some kind of violent eruption, conducting these pieces, I feel that that is true. It is melodramatic to the max.